You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Eat, Drink, Love After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Eat, Drink, Love After Show.
Changing over and it's not just physical. I'm the type who will get
Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the Eat, Drink, Love AFTERBUZZ TV After Show. This is season 1 finale. Finito. Goodbye. It's called The Final Course. And I'm your final course, Jake Dupree.
Hey, I'm Kristina Zias.
Hey! Cassidy Gard.
Oh no.
And I'm Fahnia Thomas.
Yes, she is.
We're obviously
Yes, she is.
very excited for this finale
We
right
are
now.
excited. And you know what? I am just going to say this. Kat was supposed to be with us tonight, and she backed out last minute, so I'm going to throw some major shade her way. Kat Odell, bye. That's all I'm going to
She
say.
found a BBD. That's a bigger, better deal, apparently.
I
And she
guess
invited
so.
her Twitter fans to come along with her.
I
She's
guess
at
so.
Catfields. I hope the bar at Catfields ran out of liquor.
I'm gonna make
Wherever
a,
she at
I'm gonna make a
Catfields,
really,
at Thompson Hotel.
I'm gonna make a really bad pun. I'm not a cat fan. I'm a dog fan. Catch that dirt right there. That's what that is. So let's get started talking about this episode. We see Miss Lindsay. They meet. It's me that we meet up back again at the kind of, you know, they're testing Nina's food, and Lindsay confronts Kat. And I love that Nina was like, boom, bye, and she leaves. I think that was hilarious that she just left. And what did you think about Lindsay confronting her in the first place? Like, was it the right place? Was it the right time?
Not the right place, not the right time, but I'm glad she did confront her.
Yeah. I mean, for the cameras, like, hello, that's amazing. But I don't know.
But also, Kat does a really good job about sticking up for herself, because I remember during last week's episode, I was thinking to myself, that's pretty shady that she didn't include Nina's name. And then she explained it, and I was like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense.
I was won over. It made sense to me
Yeah.
because she did kind of do a personal favor to put on Eater, which is her professional job, and she's putting herself out there to do it. And if no one knows who your friend is, you might not necessarily name them. I mean, it could have just been like my friend Nina, but clearly she says, well, she's not a nurse
private
chef. Why would I mention her?
It's a good point. It's
Well,
a really good point.
In her email, she said, I quote, helped out a little bit with the menu. The message would have gotten across without that one line. So
Leave it out.
I mean, there's no need for it.
Mm-hmm.
She explained it, like Waylon said. You said your piece. I said my piece. Done. Dead it. Like, get over it.
I mean, we saw later in the episode she was like wanting to be like a consultant for restaurants. So maybe this is like a way for her to be like self-promoting too, to be like, I consult, I do menus, and I do this, and I do that. I mean, it's a good, smart move for her, but then don't send it out to the chef, the person that you're not including. Like, just send it to your friends. Like, don't include Nina in the message.
Self-promote on Eater.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that is her throne.
She is 25 and the editor, after all.
Okay, my favorite part about this whole thing is how Brenda sticks up for Kat, because how much crap has Brenda talked about Kat throughout the entire season, and now the one time that she could stand up for her because it's against Lindsay, who she obviously dislikes more than Kat. She was like, I can't believe she did that. She was so, you know what I mean? Come on, Brenda.
It was like the avalanche. Like, Brenda was just like, oh yeah, this is Lindsay's chance. This is one chance to everyone hate Lindsay. So she was just like, let's go.
And then they're in the parking lot, like, running away together to their cars. She definitely had to pick the lesser of two evils for her, and apparently Kat was the winner because she picked a side and stuck with it.
And I know we all had a little comment about Kat's pants. I'm gonna be real shady about Kat tonight because I'm very disappointed. And those pants, Kat, you bring a good outfit. You always bring a good outfit.
She is snatched.
The pants, not from behind.
You don't
Can we
storm
talk
off
about the
in grandma
yellow
pants.
socks? Talk about the yellow socks. You loved the yellow socks.
I do like the play with color. I mean, it's kind of fun.
Oh,
Why not?
Every ensemble needs a pop of color, but the yellow socks, like when she was walking away, it just seemed
Waddling
like,
away?
there were reflectors
Like
in
a
the
little
middle of the night, so
Urkel-ish.
she
It was a
wouldn't
little
get ran
Urkel-ish.
over.
Yeah. I mean, and I like what did you think about Nina like freaking out and crying? I was like, the tears definitely helped the situation because she was like, she needed to get people on her side, so she was like, why not cry? I mean, I don't think it was intentional, but it's like a good thing to bring out tears sometimes.
Well, enough is enough at this point. I mean, it's the day before a huge event for her, and she's having to babysit. Poor Nina. This whole season, she's like babysitting the little kids that she has to be a private chef for, and then she's babysitting these women. I mean, at this point, I was about to cry with her.
You know what?
That painful.
You know that point when you're like so exhausted from being overworked that like anything can bring you to tears when you're so beyond frustrated. Like, I felt so bad for her, and honestly, I feel like she should have slapped Lindsay at that point, being like,
well, I like
please.
that she was giving her the cold shoulder, like, I'm not talking to you. I was like, whoa, all right. And then she like freaked out on the camera, which I was like really shocked about.
I wanted her to throw some like hot fish grease, like.
Oh yeah, like make it real
She
dirty.
was like,
Yeah.
yo, get out of my face.
I
Like,
love
she
how
got really gangster.
She got so Brooklyn right there. I was like, all right, Brooklyn, I
She
see
was
you.
turned up. Did I use the word right?
You were
Hashtag
turned
yes.
up.
Yeah, okay.
Go girl.
All right,
Turned
I'm learning.
Turned with a team. All right, so we move on to the next scene because that scene just ended with them all being like a hot mess. So Brenda, Jess, and Kat go to lunch, and the shadiest line of this whole thing, but it's also true, I guess, is Kat said, Nina's a private chef. Nobody knows her. That's why she didn't include her on the email, which we just said. I mean, it's shady, but it's true, though. I mean, people aren't going to necessarily know who Nina Clemente is on the email to these friends who are in the food industry because she is a private chef. So it makes sense.
I feel like this is an email that Kat probably sent from her phone really quickly and just wanted to include some people so they knew about the event. If they, like her close friends who might not be looking up at Eater LA every single day, you know? So, I don't know. I don't think it was that shady.
It's like, hey, I'm doing you a favor, and
By
now
even
you're
writing the article.
critiquing the favor that I did for you. At a certain point, Lindsay just had to chill out with the whole thing. I mean, Lindsay also is not the most well-known
Mixologist.
coctologist. I don't
Yeah.
even know what she does, honestly.
You like to say coctologist.
I do. I do like to say that.
We
So
all
no
do.
one's heard of her either, so she might just appreciate this Eater press and go with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think any press is good press, even if it is like a blog, if that's what we consider it, or if it's like a substantial publication
Blog with
too.
2
So
million views. Kat will never let you forget.
I know. Don't forget it.
I'm over it. Like, why are we talking about the email? We're at Tarte. Let me eat my breakfast. Like, enough.
I still can't get over Brenda. I'm sorry, but like she's been talking crap
Brenda.
about Kat the entire season. I feel like if this was about a guy's pop-up, she would like not let Kat, she'd be like, oh, my friend's having a private dinner, aka my friend who I slept with to get this pop-up story. Just
I
saying.
know, but
I'm throwing major
do
shade
you
to
guys
Brenda.
No,
think
but
that
seriously?
Well, do you think that Brenda's chilling out with this whole Kat thing because now Brenda has a little guy in her life?
Probably.
Maybe.
And probably because the editors were like, okay, enough with this Kat Odell story. Like, no one cares anymore.
Yeah, but now that she has a date to bring to events, she has a guy that's kissing her little goodbye kisses, calling her. Clearly, she's getting the attention that she was so desperately craving. So that void isn't needing to be filled by drama with Kat anymore.
Yeah.
He cured her.
But now they're not together.
Yeah, but now
She's
they're not
sick
together.
again.
So, but whenever she was on our show, she talked a lot of shit about Kat too. So maybe she's back in that.
It's
Kat's
because
filling
her
that
and
hole.
the guy
Haters
broke up.
gonna hate.
Kat's filling the hole. Check that. All right, so then we see Kat going to Mochica, a Peruvian restaurant, and I loved the way Kat described this because she sounded like such a little like food nerd when she was like, they started the Peruvian food movement in LA. Like I was just like, you are way too excited about
And she
the
gets
damn
like really bug-eyed.
I
And
know.
she's like,
I was waiting for her to say, I put them on the map.
I mean,
discovered
well,
that.
let's get there because she was like, yeah, I do all this consulting, and if you need a chef, I know of a guy. So, what do you think about her doing all this consulting? Because I feel like there's always a point to her to like, this is what I do. Like, I'm really good at this. I'm always really good at this. Like, this is what I do. And it's just like, if that was true, then let it speak for itself. Like, you don't have to force it on people to be like, I'm amazing. Like, I'm great. Like, this is what I do. I don't know.
She's a big talker, and she just constantly seems to be really defensive about all the things she's doing and all the things that she's accomplished. And I started when I was 25, and there's a point where it just kind of reeks of desperation. Like, just own what you do and let your reputation speak for itself and move on. You know? I don't know. There's just something about
I
it.
disagree with that. I think that for her consulting business, I think that she has to keep saying that's what she does because people know her as an editor for Eater LA.
That makes sense.
So if she didn't tell them, then how would they know she was ever interested in that? And she probably would be great. She has so many connections. She is constantly in different venues, trying new food, meeting new chefs. So I feel like she does have to put that out there. I don't think she's like kind of whoring herself out, you know?
Isn't that the whole plot of the whole season?
I don't think she's whoring herself out.
Pun intended. I was just more concerned of why her Louis bag was blurred out. I couldn't
It's
even
it's a brand.
No logos.
Yeah, no.
But they do,
logos.
on the Housewives,
Yeah.
they let them have like Louboutins and stuff.
Maybe it was a
Did you
fake
not see
logo.
Orange County or Miami last week with the Hermes bags?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bravo does not worry about logos. That's I couldn't
Maybe it
get
was a
over
fake
that.
This
bag.
is about like
Oh,
cooking.
maybe. Maybe it was Fugazi.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
You're onto something.
I don't know.
Sherlock.
Okay, so let's move on to Jess's date with Edward. This was. That's it. Like, the silence is deafening.
Okay, well, can we just talk about the fact that last date is all about how they're not going to talk about work and she's going to focus on other things, and then she just sits and talks about all of her work stuff and
To this guy.
consulting. What did you guys think about that?
I just
Deafening
don't even
silence.
care about
I
her.
know.
For me, I just think the funniest part was like how many times they probably made her run like outside the restaurant to greet him, as if like that's where she just popped out from.
I know. Luckily, the camera was there to meet her while she walked up and had a microphone on. Like, okay. I don't know.
What I got out of this was that she.
I'll be really mean.
I feel like his name's Edward, I believe, right?
Yes.
I think that she went through a really hard time at some point in filming the season. Obviously, she got fired from a job that was her entire life.
It was really important to her.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that it's really great because you could see he is super supportive, and even though she doesn't want to talk about work, he's obviously like on board with whatever she's doing. So I think that's really nice. And she was really cool when she was here, so I'm happy for her in that respect, that like he's kind of helping her find her own way again.
Yeah, and I like that. What I do like about Jessica is that she, as a young person, she's a really good person to look at because she's accomplished a lot. I mean, she might not. I don't find her the most likable person to watch, but I do respect everything that she's done within the industry. I do.
What has she done within the industry, though? I never quite figured out. We're on the finale, and I never quite figured out what Jessica does.
But to work for Harry Morton in like these big restaurants in LA, I mean, that's a big deal, especially for like a 25-year-old, which she was
Harry
25 on the
Morton's
show.
known for his ladies, so I don't know if his hiring of executive assistants is that big of a deal.
I don't think she
but-
was his executive assistant, right? Wasn't she?
Like a manager.
No
like
one's
marketing
answering what she
director?
does for him. I never got it. Do you guys know? Or just is that a big mystery?
She did marketing, right?
She did
Yeah.
marketing, right?
She was marketing director for
She got
Harry Morton
seats in
Enterprises,
the-
whatever.
Seats in the dinner tables.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, yeah, she was really good at doing the social media stuff and like promoting the business.
Okay.
Instagram, Twitter, which by the way, I've already unfollowed some people.
Me too. Me too.
Sorry.
Oh my goodness, you guys.
Kat. She should have been here. Sorry.
Thank you.
Hashtag
Kat.
sorry. Not sorry. I mean, she should have been here. Like,
Yeah.
I unfollowed her from Instagram and Twitter.
Good.
Wow.
I'm happy about that.
See what happens when you blow some people off?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, don't burn bridges.
Keep your promises, boo. All right. So let's go to Nina's. Marcel shows up at Nina's to help her prepare. I was like, that's amazing. I'm like, how does she know all these people? Like, that's amazing that she
Do
knows
they just
so
want
many
to be on
connections.
another reality show? Is that why they're all
I mean, it's
popping out
good
of
to
the
be on your.
woodwork?
It's good for your face to be out there.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, like, does Marcel just want to be on a reality
Well,
show?
I don't know all these Top Chef people, but I mean, clearly, it seems as if it'd be
It
good
is- Mar-
exposure for them to be.
I think he was helping a friend.
Okay,
I think
cool. All
it was
right.
nothing more than that. You know, he didn't whip out his liquid nitrogen.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
what
I- yeah.
Marcel is good. He doesn't need to be
Okay.
on a TV show. I think he helped a friend. Like, you would come
Awesome.
help me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's like, but it also is good for him to be seen again too.
Definitely.
So I think that's great for him to be on the show. And I've always liked him because he's kind of a jerk, but he also has these like really sexual undertones and all this. Like, what was that nut juice or whatever?
Nut cream?
Nut cream.
He was
Nut cream.
working that nut cream.
Yeah.
When he was shucking the corn.
Shucking the corn.
I was
You know how
really
you-
excited to see
yeah.
him.
You were?
Yeah, because I love Top Chef, and he was always. I feel like everyone was always picking on him
They
and
were.
hating on him. So to see him in a different light is always very nice.
Something that Nina said that I really liked, she was like, something about being a 5'3" chick and being the boss of all these hot men is amazing. And I was like, that's really cool.
That
You know,
is
I
amazing.
really like to see the way that she handles the kitchen because Jess was also a fellow petite short girl, and you called it that she was like a yappy little chihuahua, and there was something, there was such a presence with Nina, the way that she handled the men but was respectful and got what she wanted. So I like to see the contrast between these two little ladies in the kitchen, and one was definitely my favorite.
I mean, there's always so many different approaches, and I really like Nina's approach. I think it was really cool seeing that whole process of her preparing this dinner because it's such a big deal, and for those cameras to be around and like all those people to be also there preparing the food, like that's a really big deal. And I don't know, I respect Nina a lot more even seeing this show.
Me too. Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing. And then what did you think about Marcel bringing up Kat's email? I was like, okay, producers, like leave it alone.
So producer driven. Like, I don't think Marcel gives a crap about Kat.
That is the
And the
buzzword.
drama.
The buzzword this season is, I don't know if it's because these people can't sell these stage scenes, but I think over and over all of us have just used the words producer driven, fake, stage.
Well, I mean, we need to talk about this too because I mean that's what we thought about Princesses. Like it was just this whole producer like you guys talk, like you guys fight, like you guys do this, and that's what I felt with this show. And I was actually really looking forward to this show, and I think from the first episode I was really excited because I thought Bravo truly had the potential to have a really big hit on their hands with these girls because it was just different. It's like it's just young people, young cool girls doing this, and it just fell off the track for me. Like there was no driving force behind this show for me personally.
I mean, honestly, the arcs really, to me, ended up being the fact that Brenda thought Kat was I don't know what words we're allowed to use, but sleeper rounder girl. That's a nice word.
You said whore. It's okay.
Yeah, whore. Okay, she's a whore. I mean, what did you guys
Skank.
think about the arcs that ended up being the main point? It's Lindsay told on Brenda for leaving work early. I mean, that was like 3 episodes.
This season, for me, has become all about Waylon.
Yeah.
Because I really, really love her. And I think as a woman in the food industry in LA, she is such a great representative to look at, to admire, and to kind of want to be and achieve that type of status. She is a true entrepreneur, and she's incredible at what she does. And that freaking chocolate mousse cake with the hazelnut salted ice cream, like, I mean, she's amazing.
Well, and none of her arcs were about girl drama or talking behind people's
And that's
backs,
what I want to
which
see.
speaks
I'm like,
volumes.
I
It
think
was all about supporting each other.
I think that the days of these like drama-driven reality shows is done. I think it's completely done. I mean, except for the Housewives, I think they have like a really good hold on that. But it's like that's what they're known for, and they were. I think they're the people that brought that whole
Ratchetness.
to the forefront in reality shows. But this, I was expecting. I don't know. I was expecting like a workplace kind of like. The drama comes from what is naturally happening in their life, like trying to make a business work. And that's where I think that Waylon is so amazing, is that you didn't see that bullshit with just like arguing and being petty with girls. It was just like you were interested and intrigued by her because of her life, because of what she's done. And I think that's so cool. I don't know. I just am
You're right.
such
Like, she
a
had
huge fan of hers.
organic issues and organic drama. It wasn't like scripted.
No, exactly. But I also think that's why Housewives is so successful, because a lot of those are based around families. And it's not that contrived, a lot of the family drama that happens. So it's believable, relatable, and people understand family drama. So as someone like Waylon, who people have to relate to her, it's going to be on a different level than just little petty dramas that was a huge part of this show, unfortunately.
I think the fact that there was a lack of drama is one of the reasons why we kind of fell off of it too, because we even said this was the season finale, and we're all like, nothing really happened in this episode. It was, I mean, at least to me, one of the most uneventful episodes yet. So I feel like that Marcel in the kitchen trying to like probe Nina about Kat is because they're lacking so much drama that they're trying to create it.
It's cheap drama.
Yeah.
It's really
My
cheap
favorite part of this whole episode was the Boo Pomeranian t-shirt.
That Lindsay was wearing.
Yep, it's my favorite part. Love Boo. My favorite part.
See, that pissed me off because I can't stand Lindsay. I'm like, why is she wearing Boo?
And there you have it.
Exactly.
She cannot even get away with wearing the world's cutest dog and become likable.
Yeah.
For Kristina.
Sorry, not happening.
What else did you like? What did you think about Nina's menu? Did you think that I was really happy that the girls all were on her side and said it was great food. I was happy about that, just because I want her to do well.
It was great. I mean, Brenda had to keep bringing up the fact that it was
Better than last
better
night.
than last night. Better than last night. Like, we got that it's better than last night.
Instead of just being, this is
just
great.
saying something. You know, one time of saying what an improvement from yesterday is quite enough.
Let me play devil's advocate. So since we're saying it's so scripted, what if the script was to say that it wasn't good? That would be some good drama. Now, that would be some good scripted drama.
Mm-hmm.
If they were like, oh, this isn't good. Like, ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that's what they did the night before.
Didn't matter the night before, though.
Yeah.
It was practice.
Mm-hmm.
So that would have been some good scripted drama.
That would have been good scripted drama. But I'm glad. I also liked seeing Brenda support Nina. Because I felt like even whenever Brenda was here, there were like kind of these like underhanded digs at Nina, being like, I don't think she's ready for a restaurant, which she might not be, and that's cool. But I liked seeing Brenda saying, like, you know, like giving her applause and saying brava and stuff. I thought that was really cool to see Brenda give props to someone
It's because
else.
she had a guy with her that kept kissing her on the lips every time
She
you
was
went
in
to
a
the
good mood. She
bathroom.
was in a
Yeah,
good mood.
she just
She
needs
had her
her
wine.
wine and a man, and that lady is set.
Yeah, but she had
Ready
like
to
no
go.
problem saying how many times she is not trying one of those cocktails. And they even showed her pouring her drink into someone else's drink so she didn't have to touch
But it was because, Lindsay made it.
I mean, obviously.
We got
I
that.
thought because her boo didn't drink. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
Maybe
right. He doesn't drink.
Maybe she's making a point to be like, I don't drink either, right?
No,
I
I think
think
it was
so.
very well aimed at the fact that she wasn't going to be drinking
Lindsay.
those cocktails.
oh.
Yeah.
Because she made it very clear from date one with that man that
She
he
drank.
better be supportive that she's drinking even though he's sober or
And if you
choosing not
drink
to.
or don't drink, you can go over to iTunes and give us a rating. There's my segue. There's my
Yeah.
segue. And you can give us a rating, give us a comment. This is the final episode, so we hope to see you all back for some other shows. Maybe you can give us some feedback saying if you think that this show should come back for a second season. I don't personally think so, but you might. So give us your opinions. And if you're on YouTube, give us comments because we love to respond and read them. And it makes our shows better and keeps us going. So, yeah.
Cheers to that.
Boop. All right, so let's end this season with the final scene at the Hotel Wilshire, correct? Mm-hmm. And the girls are meeting up after Nina's event, and they're all just kind of like into the season. Let's have a dinner and let's have drinks. We'll get to the stuff, but I thought the weirdest part was that Lindsay. There's no mention of Lindsay at all. Like they don't even let her like show her whole
No
speech about
toast.
herself. No
No
where she
blurb.
is now. No. I was like, oh my god, how embarrassing is that?
This is so, I knew you were going to say that, and I can't stop laughing because it's ridiculous.
It's embarrassing.
She obviously was Kat. She obviously was supposed to be a member of the season. And they were
Okay.
And they were like, no, like you're not.
It was kind of like
Why?
Thanksgiving where you go around the dinner table and say what you're
We're
thankful
thankful
for,
for.
and then no, she doesn't talk. There's nothing
Like,
for her to be thankful for.
Isn't that's just weird? They wouldn't even show her talking about her stuff.
But I guess that they must have like awkwardly let her do her big speech, but then kind of decided that they knew they weren't going to use it. Do you want some tissue?
I'm like
I mean-
crying. It's just so funny to me because she's like in so much of this season, but she's not in the intro. And then at the very like the season finale, they just cut her out. Like I feel like she got slapped across the face, and I feel bad because we've been talking badly about her. But that sucks.
I mean, because I guarantee you when they got the screener like a week ago, because they get the episode like a week before so they can do their blog. And I guarantee you she was like watching the episode, like waiting to see what happened, and then watched it, nothing. Like
I don't
that's
think
weird
she
to
cares.
You don't think so?
I don't think she cares.
You don't think so?
No, I think she's comfortable with being the Kim D of the Eat, Drink, Love
Yeah, like a
season one, only season
secondary
probably.
character.
Right, because she
Yeah.
posted it up on her Twitter. I mean, she's not in the credits. She's not in the opening.
I mean, her
I think
face
she's just-
was on the TV, and her name and her last name were also mentioned
So
all
she's
throughout the
like,
season. So it's like,
long hair, don't care. I'm on the show.
Well, when I first saw her Twitter where it said official cast member, I just kind of thought, oh my gosh, like she's just saying that she is, but she's really not. And then
Were you embarrassed for
I
her?
felt really embarrassed, and then she was never in the intro, and then her story, she just kept like popping up places, and I was like, this poor girl is like a latch on. She's just like that weird girl that like follows you around, but like you're not really like inviting her, and she like wants to be a part of it. Like that's the feeling that I got from her. And especially with this last scene, it was mortifying.
Yeah.
I would be mortified if I were her.
I would feel
Exactly.
really
Like
bad.
that's really
Embarrassing. Like
Oh my
at
gosh,
least just show
stop.
like Lindsay
The
something.
coctologist.
Lindsay something. I don't know. It was just like, why not acknowledge that she's even there? It's just weird.
Rude. It's just rude.
Oh my god! And then I liked that Brenda started her own PR firm, and she represents Chris Crary. That's pretty cool, and some other chefs.
They didn't even name the PR firm though.
Yeah.
What's
And
the
she
name
didn't
of
even
it?
mention that here either.
Maybe she couldn't.
Maybe she couldn't. I don't know. But I mean, Nina's talked about her kid, and they mentioned that.
Do you think she got fired and then started her PR firm, or made a graceful exit?
Do you think
to
it's
be
Lindsay's
solo?
Maybe it's Lindsay's fault.
Maybe we'll find out at the reunion.
Not gonna happen.
Crickets.
That won't happen.
And then all I wrote about Kat's like whole blurb was Kat looks so hot.
She looked like sex kitten.
She looked
I'm like, I want to see that girl all the time.
Well, you know what she says? She says she likes to get her hair and makeup done because film or TV lives on. So it's
Everything
very
lives on
important.
the internet.
Well, good for her. It's
Images.
Yeah, and
So,
she looked
yeah.
amazing, I thought.
Snatched.
And then I like that and Jessica got another marketing job with a restaurant group after she said she wasn't going to. So I'm guessing that the social media stuff wasn't exactly
So is she doing
paying
it?
forward.
Hudson must be one of her clients because
Right,
she was
'cause
doing
she
a lot of
knows.
tweets about Hudson.
Yeah. If you want to have a private party, come. So if you want to have a private party at the Hudson, Santa Monica Boulevard, hit up Jessica.
That's a really fun place too.
It is really cool. It's fun. And I like that Nina, and I'm so excited about this because Nina was giving an interview to someone over the phone outside my apartment. I was kind of like listening in on it just a little bit, just to see like
What a good
she was
reporter you are.
She was talking about the show, and she said that she is the chef at the Standard on Sunset. So
Good
the
for
hotel.
her.
That's amazing. So, and it said on the Sunset Strip, they didn't specify, but sorry. Here's the scoop. It's the Standard.
Yeah, I'm glad we know that.
Yeah,
I was wondering.
and I
how
like
she's
that her
working.
baby Indigo. I heard it crying the other day, and she's
Heard
really
it
cute.
or her?
I heard it crying.
You heard her?
I heard the
love
baby. I
having
heard the baby.
neighbor
I heard the
in.
baby
This is like
crying.
better than having the girl.
Right? It's really cute. And
It's a she.
it's a she. Her name is Indigo.
Indigo.
It's not an it. Sorry. And it said that Waylon was putting the New York store on the back burner and opening a phone. It's in another location in Southern California.
Yay.
pretty
And
cool.
she's now dating a lawyer
A lawyer who
can't
doesn't
cook.
cook. Yeah.
who doesn't cook.
Mm-hmm. I think that's cool. I would be happy if the show came back with Waylon and Nina
And I like Kat.
and Kat. It's
I'm the one who likes Kat. I like, except
Who
for
do you
her.
like?
I would like to see a spinoff of either Waylon opening up her phone nuts and whatever's going on in her fabulous life, and or Nina and her being the executive chef now at the Standard. I would like to see that.
That could be cool, like
Nina
a workplace
has
drama.
the golden ticket because she has a baby.
Yeah,
Everyone
just her,
loves. Everyone
how
loves
do
a
you
good
do it
baby on
all?
Bravo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
climbing the corporate ladder of the restaurant industry. I would love to see that.
Yeah, and like
she's
the trials
cool.
and tribulations of that.
Yeah.
And she's cool. I think, and her group of friends is really cool too, because she also knows a lot of famous people too. And I don't know. I think it could be interesting.
That was what I thought. Now that you're mentioning it, was funny because Kat makes Nina sound like this little no-name
Minuscule
girl, but
person,
then
yeah.
Nina's dad's an artist. I mean, she's from the New York scene. She has.
She was in Vanity Fair. That's
Like that's a
pretty
huge
big deal.
Yeah,
None of these other
so-
girls have been in Vanity Fair.
Very true. So I know
Boop.
Kat is a little jealous of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, again, this show, it just lost its driving point, like 3 episodes in.
Maybe if they did more local publicity. I don't know.
Maybe
In
that
LA.
was the ticket. No, I feel like if
Like coming to AFTERBUZZ.
Maybe.
See, I
Get
don't
your name
know.
out there.
I might be the only one who's on board with this, but I actually would be really interested in seeing more of Kat and her consulting business because, I mean, you drive through West Hollywood, that's where I live, or anywhere in LA, and there's constantly new restaurants opening up every day. And I think that would be something that's really interesting to see. Like a restaurant being built from the ground up, hiring the chefs.
Like getting the inside scoop,
yeah.
maybe. That could be cool. I just don't know if I would want to see her personally. That's just me,
Yeah.
though. That's just me. And I think she's beautiful, and I want her to be successful, and I think that she will be successful. I mean,
absolutely.
she's been on The Chew and like lots of different little shows here and there, but I don't know. I'm not interested in seeing a reality show about her.
Bravo has such a huge demographic of women, and I don't know how likable Kat is to women as much as someone like Waylon or Nina, where you just get that part of you that just loves them and you adore what they talk about and the way that they see life. I mean, Waylon was just a little
She's amazing.
box of wisdom the whole time, and Nina is very likable. I just Kat may be gorgeous and hot and have awesome outfits, but there's just something there that doesn't seem to be that of like a connection for women that might be watching.
I completely agree.
I didn't dislike any of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather see some more than others, but they all were fine.
So I think that's probably how we're gonna end the season. They were all fine.
They were fine.
Yeah, fine.
Good. Nothing great.
Yeah.
Mediocre.
And I'm happy that all of you joined us, and thank you so much. I'm so happy to be again with all of you. I love all of you, and
We love
you can find
you.
me on Twitter at Jake_Dupree and on Instagram at Jake Dupree.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Miss Zias.
I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Cassidy Gard.
I am on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Fahnia Thomas.
We'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.